Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Now in today's video we are finally going to be doing a foundation review again. It's been a while since I've actually reviewed a foundation. The last foundation that I reviewed was by KVD Beauty. I really felt like this year it was so quiet on the foundation front. There weren't a lot of foundations being released. I really feel like last year was the year of the foundations. I did pick up so many foundations last year that I really felt like this year it was so quiet. Probably because most brands already had dropped their foundation last year. This year it just seems to be really slow with the foundation releases, which is not a biggie, but I really do enjoy reviewing foundations here on my channel. And I was talking about this to my friend Maud over on my beautiful realm, and she agreed with me. She actually said that it has been really quiet, but then she pointed out to me that MADARA actually had released a brand new foundation. And I just thought to myself, we are just gonna pick it up and review it for the channel because I was really intrigued by it. And honestly, I have not reviewed MADARA cosmetics for a while on my channel now. I feel like the last video that I did on them, that was a full face, and that was like, what, 3 years ago by now. I mean, time is flying, but it's been a hot minute that I've talked about this brand. So I thought to myself, why not actually check out their brand new released product? And in case you do enjoy this foundation review, why not give it a thumbs up? Also, hit the subscribe button in case you have not yet, and don't forget to ring the bell in order to stay notified about my upcoming content. You guys know that is very much appreciated. So it's still a brand new product to me, but I will give you my very honest opinion on the foundation. I'm also going to be doing a wear test. So just stay tuned until the end of the video to actually know about my final thoughts on the product. But I also don't want to make the intro too long, so I'm just gonna go barefaced and we are going to be applying this foundation to my face, and I will let you know all the details on the foundation as well. So I'm barefaced right now, and before we are going to apply the foundation, I thought to myself, let's actually put on a primer. And because the foundation is a silicone-free foundation, I thought let's also use a silicone-free primer. So I'm going to use my Blur Gem by Huda Beauty. So here is the little jar. It's almost empty. I already got a backup for this. I just really enjoy this one because it's hydrating and blurring at the same time. And it's just such a good one. And it's also silicone free. And you can tell I've been literally digging into this. It's just such a beautiful one, and it's going to be empty very soon. So I'm just going to apply this primer, and then we are going to be talking about this brand new foundation. Alright, so my skin is primed. Now I really do enjoy this primer. For it to be silicone free, I feel like it does a good job in blurring. Now it's not the most mattifying primer in the world, but the mattifying primers that I do love so much, like most of them have silicones in it. So, this was the option that I went for today. But let's actually move on to the brand new foundation. So this is the MADARA Cosmetics Skinonym Semi-Matte Peptide Foundation, and it retails for $40. So here is the foundation. I do really enjoy the packaging. It's quite travel friendly, and it comes with a squeeze nozzle, which is really okay. It does not come with a pump or anything, and it's not like the other foundation, the Skin Equal foundation. That one comes in glass packaging. Also on the website they are saying that their primary packaging, tubes, bottles, flacons, are recyclable since 2006. So this is recyclable, and it's also made with post-consumer recycled plastic, and their factory also uses 100% green electricity. So this foundation actually comes with 30 milliliters of product, 1 fluid ounces, which is kind of the standard for any sort of foundation. The only downside about this product in particular is once you open this up, this is going to expire in 4 months. 4 months, it's very specific. I feel like the other foundation had a 6-month expiry date. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because of the skincare ingredients, and maybe because they don't really put preservatives into their makeup. A lot of the MADARA products that I reviewed like 3 years ago, they have expired quite quickly. If you're picking this up, just be aware that this is not kind of like a long-lasting product in that sense. I also had their Skin Equal Soft Glow Foundation. This is still available. There is a little bit of a difference in between these two products. This one, I would recommend this more if you have very dry skin. I'm gonna be honest with you, this product really did not work that well on me because I don't have like very dry skin. So this was way, way, way too creamy for me. It's also called Soft Glow Foundation, you guys know. I much rather have like more of like a natural to matte finish or like a satin finish foundation. This was very creamy, very emollient, very glowy, so it did not work that well on my skin, to be honest, and it was never like a favorite of mine. So I was really intrigued by this, you know. I thought to myself, maybe this is going to be very different from the Skin Equal foundation. So my friend Maud actually told me that this is a little bit more matte. Now it's called semi-matte. We are going to get to the finish, okay? Because it really was not what I expected. Because if something says semi-matte, I really do feel like it might be a little bit matte, but not completely matte. So we're gonna get to that, but let's actually like read the claims on this foundation. Let's talk about the shade range and everything. So of course this foundation is cruelty-free, it's gluten-free and nut-free. I don't think it's vegan though. I think it does contain beeswax. It does contain some beeswax, that's why it's not vegan, but it is vegetarian though. So on the website, the claims are: the skincare expert developed delicate foundation adapts to your skin's unique texture for a fresh, healthy looking and even complexion with zero hint of its actual presence. Instantly beautifies the skin and masks imperfections. Innovative smoothing molecules deliver an ultra velvety feel. Plant-derived peptides help to increase collagen synthesis, promoting a youthfully plump skin appearance. Formulated with pure mineral pigments without a pinch of synthetic or animal-derived colorants. Okay, so there are no like animal-derived colorants in here. Just be reminded there is beeswax in this though. So whoever wrote this marketing description did not really make like a very clarified claim on the coverage level. And they also did not really make a claim on the finish. Although it's called semi-matte, they are not really talking about a matte finish, you know, in the description. It just says like a fresh, healthy looking, even complexion with zero hint of its actual presence, you know. So they are talking about it to be quite seamless on the skin. When I looked at the ingredients, it was kind of interesting because this is actually a foundation that is based on aloe leaf juice, so aloe vera leaf juice. And it also has some interesting ingredients in terms of like ingredients that you would find in a matte sort of foundation formula. There's kaolin, which is a clay. There is also silica, and silica usually is something that kind of mattifies the skin a little bit. So both of their foundations are actually oil-free. This one is oil-free as well. I kind of prefer my foundations to be oil-free, so none of the foundations actually do contain oil. Both of these foundations do contain a fragrance, an aroma. And I just remembered that that was something that I did not necessarily enjoy that much in that Skin Equal foundation. This foundation, unfortunately, also has this aroma fragrance. So if you're not good with any sort of fragrance or with any sort of like fragrant component, because this one also contains limonene, linalool, and citral, which are fragrant components, and they are usually derived from essential oils. So maybe that fragrance that that aroma that they put in here and also in this other foundation is derived from essential oils. Now, I might be mistaken, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the scent is. It does not smell like a fruit. It does not really smell like a flower. It's just very, very hard to wrap my head around how this really smells. I don't have any sort of product that smells like this. It's very unique. So either you're gonna love the scent or you're not gonna love the scent. I personally don't really like the scent that much. I wish they would just make a foundation without that fragrance, okay? So I prefer my foundations to be fragrance free. I don't mind it if the scent, goes away after I apply it, but this is a little bit stronger, and it kind of lingers a little bit on the skin. So some other really good ingredients in this product are, for example, the sodium PCA which is a very hydrating ingredient. We also have hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid. We also have sodium hyaluronate in here. And there's also peony root extract and also blueberry fruit extract in this product. Let's talk a little bit about the shade range. I am so surprised by this shade range, and not in the best way possible, because this only exists in 6 shades. I feel like this shade range is really not inclusive, and the deepest shade looks like a medium shade, to be honest. It's called Golden Sand. So I'm not sure why, because I remember their Skin Equal foundation had a shade that was quite deep, and then this one really, it's not that inclusive. It's really not deep enough. I feel like that is such a shame. Like, I wish brands would like really consider everyone out there and be a little bit more inclusive than 6 shades, and then the deepest shade is really like a yellowy medium shade. It's called Golden Sand. So there is not a lot of like shade variety in this shade range. I have the shade 30, which is the shade Rose Ivory. So it's the 3rd lightest shade. This has a little bit more of a pink undertone. Now it matches me, and I did pick up this shade because I also had the exact same shade in the Skin Equal foundation. But if you have a deeper skin tone, maybe you are not going to be able to pick this foundation up, which is kind of like a shame. I've got to say, I feel like this is still very thick. It's very creamy. When I used this with a brush, you know what happened? It just kind of glued itself together. I'm gonna take a little bit out on my finger so you can see it's creamy. I mean, this is not gonna run down my finger. So it's not a runny or watery consistency, it's a thick cream. I'm gonna use it with a makeup sponge. I feel like with the sponge it works a little bit better. So let's put it on one side of my face. It feels kind of weightless on the skin though, although it's a very creamy texture. It gives my skin like a light coverage. It's not like a light to medium. I feel like this is very light. You can still see my healing sort of remaining spots right here. You can still see them through. So it has evened out my complexion a little bit. It looks really natural on the skin. So I'm going to apply it now on the other side of my face. I do feel like it's a little bit more of a radiant sort of finish. To me, this is not matte at all. It's a very natural finish. That's what this is. The coverage level on this, on the very first layer, I feel like it is light. So let's try and build this foundation up a little bit. So I'm going to do a second layer with this foundation. I'm going to use a little bit more product just because, you know, although I don't really require that much coverage, I do want to see how much I can push it in terms of coverage, you know. So I'm going to apply a little bit more product and see where this can go. So this is with 2 layers of the product. I feel like I have achieved a solid sort of medium coverage with this, but the one thing I do realize is that the more product I apply, the more glow I get. If you do enjoy something with a glow and you have like drier skin and you don't want to look like you've been sweating, maybe you're gonna enjoy this, okay? I just feel like on my skin, is super shiny. It's just really, really, really like glowy. This really just does require a little bit of powder, and it's gonna look kind of fantastic. So the only thing I still want to do is put a little bit of concealer on my under eye. I don't have their concealer anymore. I used to have their concealer, but that one expired a long time ago. So I'm just gonna go in with my Lawless Conceal de Deal, my favorite concealer of all time. And I'm just gonna put it a little bit on my under eye right here. And, you know, I kind of want to put the concealer a little bit here, there, and there. Just where the foundation did not give me enough coverage, I'm also going to put it a little bit in the middle of my nose, because I feel like my nose kind of eats this product up just slightly. Okay, so let's blend it out. So my concealer is blended out, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a pretty strong mattifying powder, and I'm going to use the Fit Glow Beauty Blurring Bamboo Hyaluronic Setting Powder. This one does contain some bamboo silica. It's a beautiful powder. It's blurring, it's mattifying, it's just such a finely milled, amazing powder. So let's actually do one side of my face first, and then let's do the comparison, because I feel like this powder is gonna save the day. So once this foundation is powdered down, you can see immediately the difference. This is the side that I set with the powder, and this is the unset side. So you can see that this powder is really effective if you do want to get rid of that excessive sort of glow, that excessive like radiance and shine. It's just such a beautiful, smooth powder. It will definitely sort of blur and mattify your skin. It's a really striking difference, and I feel like once I put down the powder, this foundation looks beautiful. Once, you know, the powder is laid down, I kind of start liking this foundation a lot more. So let's do the other side as well. I'm going to continue doing my makeup. I'm gonna apply a bronzer, a blush, a highlighter, and I'm also gonna be doing my eyes, and then I will be back because I found a lip gloss by them. I still have a gloss by them that I have not opened up yet, because this was quite a recent purchase. I got this on a sale at some point. So I thought to myself, you know, we could apply this MADARA lip gloss, because it's the only product that I still have by them that is still good, you know, that has not expired yet. I am going to skip through the application of everything else, otherwise this video is going to be way too long. Alright, you guys, so I'm back right now. I've done pretty much all of my makeup apart from the lips, as I said. So I've used my House Labs bronzer. I also used my beloved Jane Iredale blush in the shade Dubonnet. And then I also used the RMS highlighter in the shade Grande Dame. And on my eyes, I just used something quite like neutral, something very simple, in order not to distract too much from the foundation. So I used my Kaleidos Cold Brew Quad, this one right here. I just used the mattes, and the subtle shimmer that you can see on my eyes is from this palette by Eta Beauty, their Rose Quartz palette. I basically used the shade Vibes and the shade Trust. And for my mascara, I basically just used my Sweet Beauty Cloud mascara, the one that I love so, so much. And I told you that I would show you guys my lip application. So I think I'm gonna go in with my Tower 28 multi-liner in the shade Work of Art. I think it's gonna match the product quite well. So let me just apply this, and you know, then we are gonna be talking about the lip gloss that I've got from MADARA. Alright, so my lip liner is applied, so let's talk about the lip gloss. So this is the MADARA Glossy Venom Lip Gloss. I've got this in the shade Magnetic Nude. I used to have one of their lip glosses and I loved it so, so much. That was their like more iridescent, sort of translucent shade. One thing that I do remember about these lip glosses is the fact that they are so high shine. They're really, really pretty, and they have this lovely scent. Like they smell like a sweet, like really sweet, like almost like cotton candy. It's so, so nice. I've really been enjoying that. And yeah, so let's see how this shade is going to look on my lips. This has much more pigment than I actually anticipated. It has a lot of shine, makes my lips look super juicy. I really do like this one. And the shade is really stunning as well. Alright, you guys, but this is the finished look. I'm gonna be going on about my day, and then I'm gonna come back at the end of my day with the wear test. And I'm gonna let you know how this foundation has held up and what my final thoughts on the foundation actually are. So for you guys, it's just gonna be a second. For me, it's gonna be a couple of hours. Alright, here I am again. It is 10 p.m. at this point. I have worn this foundation for around 7 hours. When I finished filming, it was around 3 p.m. And this is how the foundation is looking now. All I can see is shine. Like, this is shiny. Even my Fit Glow powder did not manage to keep this foundation at bay and to keep it like mattified. I do assume that this foundation would be best for somebody with a dry skin type. This sort of look, this shiny sort of finish, it's just not up my alley. And if you have watched any kind of previous video on my channel, you know that. You know that I love something that just kind of stays matte throughout the day, like that does not give me this sort of intense shine. I still feel like it looks good, although it's shiny. I mean, I could definitely just touch it up with a little bit of powder and that's it. So my conclusion for this foundation is it's just not my preferred finish and it's not my preferred texture. And I do feel like it's not necessarily made for my skin type in specific and also not for my personal preferences. If you like this kind of like look, you may love this. And if you have dry skin, you may really, really like this. I feel like this is really good if you've got dry skin. I just feel like for me personally, it's just not like my favorite foundation in the world. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say. That was my review. Do let me know in case you have picked this one up and if you've tried it out, what were your thoughts? What was your experience with this foundation? And also do let me know your skin type. I would be really, really curious to know. And in case you did enjoy this video or you just found it helpful, why not give it a big thumbs up? Also, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you're leaving and also ring the bell in order to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon with the next one. So please do take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.